When you humiliate love to protect a lie, that lie always ends up destroying those who served it. This isn't some fluffy proverb etched on a motivational mug. It's the brutal truth staring down the cracked facade of the British monarchy. For years, the Windsors and their slimy tabloid allies thought they could torch Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex's marriage in a bonfire of smears, all to prop up their crumbling image of untouchable grandeur. They dragged the couple through the mud, painting Meghan as a scheming villainess straight out of a bad soap opera, while Harry was reduced to a whiny traitor. But here's the kicker. You can't build glory on hate, nor dignity on injustice. What started as a desperate PR blitz to bury the Sussexes has ricocheted back, exposing the royal family's rotten core and accelerating their slide into irrelevance. As of October 2025, with King Charles wheezing through another health scare and Prince William fumbling his heir-apparent role, the monarchy isn't just wobbling, it's teetering on the edge of a self-inflicted abyss. Let's rewind to the ugly truth of it all. Back in 2018, when Harry and Meghan Sussex tied the knot in a spectacle that briefly dazzled the world, the palace insiders were already seething. Meghan, a brilliant, biracial American actress who dared to love a prince and call out the institution's casual cruelties, wasn't the demure, homegrown bride they scripted in their dusty playbooks. She was a threat, a woman who spoke her mind, championed causes like mental health and racial justice, and refused to shrink into the shadows. The hate started simmering right away. Whispers from palace sources leaked to the press, branding her as difficult, demanding, a diva disrupting the sacred order. By the time Harry and Meghan bolted in 2020, what the tabloids hysterically dubbed Megxit, that simmer had boiled over into a full-on inferno. The royal family's contempt for the Sussexes wasn't subtle, it was a sledgehammer. Charles, ever the absentee dad masquerading as a concerned monarch, cut off their security and funding like a petty landlord evicting deadbeats. William, the stiff-shirted golden boy, reportedly bullied Harry behind closed doors, his jealousy over his brother's charisma bubbling up in leaked stories of brotherly brawls. And Camilla, oh please, the woman who orchestrated a decades-long affair that toppled Diana, Harry's adored mother, now sits as queen consort, her claws sharpened on the Sussexes' backs. This wasn't family friction, it was a calculated purge. The Windsors saw Harry and Meghan's happiness as a spotlight on their own dysfunction, a mirror reflecting back the lies they'd peddled for generations, that they were paragons of duty, stability, and moral superiority. Enter the media machines, those obedient lapdogs of the establishment. The Daily Mail, the Sun, the Express. These rags didn't just report on the royals, they were the monarchy's unofficial enforcers, churning out venomous headlines on an industrial scale. Meghan's megalomaniac meltdown, screamed one front page, while another frothed about her Hollywood ego destroying the family. It was a relentless barrage accusations of bullying staff and endless racist dog whistles about Meghan's exotic background, her angry black woman trope, and how she was taking Harry away from his roots. These weren't slip-ups. They were scripted hits, fed by royal flunkies who planted stories for maximum damage. The Society of Editors, that toothless watchdog, even had the gall to whine about intrusive coverage when Harry fought back legally, as if their papers hadn't been the intruders, rifling through the Sussexes' trash for tabloid gold. The hate was palpable, a toxic brew of classism, racism, and sheer vindictiveness. Meghan Sussex endured death threats so vicious that her security detail had to be beefed up by private means, all while the palace played dumb. Remember the straight-outta Compton slur splashed across front pages, or the endless comparisons to Wallis Simpson, that other American interloper who supposedly wrecked a king. It was code for "she doesn't belong," a not-so-veiled reminder that the monarchy's bloodlines were meant to stay lily-white and obedient. Harry, for his part, was vilified as a drug-addled flake, his military service and Invictus Games heroism erased in favour of snide jabs about his tantrums and betrayals. The royals grew this hatred like a weed in their manicured gardens, nurturing it with silence when it suited them and outright denial when cornered. They boycotted Meghan's baby shower vibes, froze her out at family gatherings, and let the press feast on her isolation. It was emotional warfare, plain and simple, waged by a family too cowardly to confront their own skeletons. But here's where the lie unravels. You can't bury the truth without it clawing its way back, uglier and stronger. The Windsors thought humiliating Harry and Meghan's love, that genuine, defiant partnership that produced two beautiful kids and a media empire, would rally the public to their side. Instead, it lit a fuse under their own house of cards. Harry's 2023 memoir Spare wasn't just a tell-all, it was a Molotov cocktail lobbed straight at the heart of the beast. He laid bare the raw wounds. William's physical assault over Meghan's difficult label, Charles's indifference to his son's pain, the institutional racism that nearly broke Meghan during her suicidal pregnancy with Archie. No more stiff upper lip bullshit. Harry spilled the tea on the family's complicity in the media circus. How courtiers courted the press like pimps hawking their wares. The book flew off shelves, not because Brits love a scandal, though they do, but because it humanized the villains and demonized the victims. The backlash hit the royals like a freight train. Public support, already fraying under the weight of Prince Andrew's Epstein stench. That pedophile uncle who got his titles stripped but still lurks in the shadows, plummeted further. Charles's eco-warrior shtick rang hollow when his carbon footprint rivals a small nation's, and his divorce baggage, hello, Diana tapes, made his Defender of the Faith title a joke. William, the man's got his own mess. Whispers of an affair with Rose Hanbury, that awkward rural rival to Kate, and a temperament so explosive it's earned him the nickname the heir apparent to anger. Kate Middleton, bless her polished poise, can't scrub away the family's colonial ghosts, or the fact that her commoner fairy tale was just another PR gloss over aristocratic inbreeding. The Sussex smear campaign didn't save the image, it shattered it. Polls in 2025 show monarchy approval dipping below 60% for the first time in decades, with young people, Gen Z and millennials, repulsed by the hate they witnessed in real time. Why pledge allegiance to a relic that weaponizes racism to protect its privileges? The media puppets, too, are fraying at the seams. Harry's lawsuits have gutted the tabloid titan's millions in settlements from Mirror Group for phone hacking, injunctions against further lies, and a chilling effect on the once unfettered frenzy. The Daily Mail's editor slunk away in disgrace, his paper's circulation tanking as advertisers fled the toxic brand. These outlets, once the monarchy's megaphone, now look like desperate relics, recycling old slurs while their influence evaporates in the digital age. Netflix deals with Harry and Meghan rake in views because, well, people crave authenticity, not the scripted drivel from Buckingham Palace. Archewell, the Sussexes Foundation, thrives on real impact. Voter registration drives, mental health advocacy, while royal charities feel like photo-op farms. And let's not kid ourselves, this downfall is karmic poetry. The Windsors humiliated a love story to guard their lies about unity, about moral high ground, about being above the fray. But truth grows through stone, cracking the foundations they thought eternal. Charles's reign, already marred by health woes and irrelevance, feels like a lame duck interlude before William's inevitable fumble. The Commonwealth, shrinking faster than their poll numbers, with nations like Jamaica and Belize demanding reparations for the empire's sins that the royals still whitewash. You cannot humiliate the light without eventually being burned by its brilliance. The royal family's hate, that festering grudge against Harry and Meghan Sussex for daring to choose joy over chains, has boomeranged into their own unravelling. They built no glory on this muck. They've only dug their grave deeper. As 2025 unfolds with coronation whispers turning to cancellation chants, one thing's crystal clear. The monarchy's not under siege from outsiders. It's imploding from the venom it spewed inward. Harry and Meghan walk tall, their bond unbreakable, while the Windsors huddle in their gilded cage, haunted by the ghosts of the lies they couldn't bury. In the end, love doesn't just survive humiliation, it avenges it.